Well, fellies and skellies, today we are going to be doing something different. We are going to be discussing the topic of unschooling.
So unschooling isn't no education, it's education in response to a kid's interests, and small children have a lot of them. We've had to arrange a lot of things in our business to make sure that we can accommodate the answering of these questions.
Hello, I am the Real Cass Perry. Welcome back to my YouTube channel, or welcome to my YouTube channel. This is weird. Just saying, like, this is some odd behavior. So, what is unschooling is probably something that you're likely asking yourself. Well, unschooling is the process of removing your child from school or never sending them to school in the first place. Now, I know what you're thinking. Isn't that just homeschooling? Well, no. As much as I wish it was, it is not. You see, homeschooling typically involves a schedule, actual lessons, and, a curriculum. However, unschooling does not follow a curriculum. It does not follow a schedule. It simply relies upon the natural curiosity of the child. Now, this would definitely require the children to ask some actual questions that a child wouldn't typically ask. So it doesn't seem like a great idea to me, especially since I'm not saying that some kids don't do math or read or learn to write or learn actual useful science lessons for fun, but I am saying that the majority of children aren't going to ask about that. They're not going to ask about basic learning or typical school subjects while they're playing or going about their day in a normal manner. Personal opinion, it's just an excuse to put in the minimal effort and be a bad parent without anyone trying to question you. Because it's your lifestyle. You can raise your kids however you want. Yes, you can raise your kids however you want, as long as you're not purposefully neglecting their educational development. I'm not saying that I completely agree with the way that the school system works either, but all of the few things that the school system has actually gotten right for a change happen to be all of the things that parents are getting wrong when it comes to unschooling specifically. Kids literally need a properly scheduled routine to help keep them on track. Growing, developing children need a proper lesson plan for learning at home or at school, in order to make sure that they understand what you are trying to teach them. Which brings me to my next point, that the parents need to have the ability to clearly explain the answers to the questions that they are asking and make sure that the children understand what they are trying to teach their children. And I'm not sure about anyone else personally, but my parents were not all that involved in my school life. They didn't even check my agenda every day like you're supposed to. And when they did actually try to help me with my homework and stuff, I was always more confused by the way that they were trying to teach me than I ever was getting help from the teacher or from the teacher's assistant. And that is because teachers and school employees are trained to teach children in a way that they understand. And most of the time, our parents don't have the patience to deal with us at all, let alone teach us actual lessons. The few parents out there who do have that type of patience, I absolutely commend y'all. Y'all are amazing parents, and you are part of the reason that the world has goodness in it. But if you are a parent participating in the unschooling, whatever that is, then you are likely a monster who is neglecting your child's educational betterment or you're an insane person who has fallen for some kind of bull crap, cult-like insanity. And I'm going to let you in on a little secret. Anybody who's falling for any of this new age bull crap is probably just... yeah, they're actually just a moron who sincerely thinks that it's either the school helping their kids become a self-cognitive human, or it's all on them alone. And they don't seem to realize that there needs to be a proper balance between the two of them. Like, this is actually what they think that you're going to do to their kids.
If you don't teach me, you can't have any police.
But anyways, these are crazy people we're talking about here. They are crazy people. Like, most of these people were most likely actually raised in cults. Matter of fact, one of the people, the person who I'm actually taking clips for this video, was raised in a cult.
I grew up in a doomsday sex cult run by Speedos, and they hated America. Like, they spelled America with a K. Call it America the Whore. We weren't allowed to listen to music that wasn't generated by the cult. And so they had this song that went, 3 cheers for the red, white, and blue. All your sins are coming right back down on you, America. 3 cheers for the red, white, and blue. You turned your back on God, and now he's turned his back on you.
Cult. Yeah, these are cult behaviors, cultish behaviors. This isn't okay. This is some drinking the Kool-Aid type shit. Okay? Just saying. Just saying. Now, a lot of these people don't seem to realize that there needs to be a proper balance between their home life and their parental upbringing and their school life and their social life. Like, it's just the way that it is. There needs to be a balance. Otherwise, it's gonna be a little bit of a weird world. Like...
So the whole interview was about, like, you know, the dangers of unschooling, and the person, there was like a homeschooling expert that was like, well, my concern is that they're not going to be civic-minded members of a functioning democracy. First of all, it's dysfunctional, but second of all, that's the whole point, is to not pump out more civic-minded members of a functioning democracy.
Kids need the outside influence of teachers and friends so that they don't become a weird, exact-minded copy of their parents without a single independent thought or feeling. But they also need their parents to teach them that it's okay to have the same value and traditions as they do. It's also okay to have reservations, and they need to have their parents there to teach them how to be a good person as their family sees one, or as they possibly see one due to their upbringing. Basically, what I'm saying is that growing people need a balance of familial and social environments in order to find themselves and become their own person as they grow. You need your parents to love you and tell you not to be like everyone else, but you also need your friends and teachers and everybody around you to be there to keep you from becoming a literal carbon copy of your parents. Like, you don't want to be a hive mind with your family. That's weird. It's kind of creepy. I would be very creeped out if everybody in my family was able to read my thoughts. I'd actually be terrified, as a matter of fact. Yeah. So, there's also the issue that this learning method also requires the parents to actually listen and pay attention to their kids, but I've seen a few videos of these unschooling moms where literally on camera the little kids are trying to talk to them and trying to ask them something, but mom's on camera and the kid gets shushed instead of mom turning the camera off and listening and teaching or even simply speaking to or paying attention to their child.
When you say somebody has good energy and you like them, what you're saying is that they're very different from you. And when you say that somebody's bad energy and you don't like them because they're bad energy, what you're really saying is that they remind you of yourself.
And it absolutely blows my mind that these people actually think of themselves as parents, honestly. Especially since they aren't teaching their children useful skills. Like, typically they are giving their 5-year-old a complicated philosophical lecture about ancient Greek and Roman mythology, which, yes, is something that I was interested in as a kid, but it's not something that I personally ever understood until I was about like 10 or 11 or so. So the whole lecture was never for the benefit of the child. It was so that you could use your kid to monetize off of filming your kid and posting it. By the way, I honestly don't like the family channel vlogs or like any content that has parents filming their kids or like using their kids for content, unless it's like just a silly, fun family activity that they are doing together, because the 24/7 family vlogs and such, they're just actually really grossly sickening. Those poor kids are sheerly exploited so that their parents can profit off of them or get free stuff. And it's basically forcing your kid to be a child actor off the get-go, and their workday literally never ends. You can imagine being like a 3-year-old kid and having to memorize lines and like be on camera from the time that you wake up until the time that you go to sleep, and you're expected to act a certain way and you're never allowed to unmask until you sleep. If you ask me, that's like the definition of child labor and slightly child abuse. And honestly, it's just ignoring your children's thoughts and needs and feelings until they think that you don't care about them unless it's related to content that's sick and it's sad. But if you guys think that I'm wrong about anything that I have said today, then please tell me down in the comments. Speaking of down in the comments section, please like the video if you like the video. Please subscribe if you haven't subscribed. And if you don't like the video, then by all means hit the dislike button. But please tell me why down in the comments so that I can do better in the next video. As always, I will see you all next time. I love y'all, and bye-bye. Mwah.